Frank, been looking all over for you. Yeah, I know. Just relax. I'm just going to take you over to the table here and we'll get started. So I purchased a 2x8 sheet of pink styrofoam, and I'm just going to cut it up into two 4-foot pieces for now, just so that I can do a quick little mock-up, see my benchwork height mocked up, see what that's going to look like, how much space are there going to be with the valance above it. You'll see what I'm getting at here shortly. So you can see I'm doing a mock-up here using the pink styrofoam. The track is at about 52 inches above the garage floor. The opening there is about 15 inches, pink foam to pink foam. Just testing to see if I can reach in and out. This is 24 inches deep. I'll probably do most of mine 18 inches deep. So you may remember my garage plan from the last layout update. I was going to build this wall here to sort of divide the space off for temperature reasons, keep the dust down, make it sort of little separate layout space in there. The garage part is over here, and where I park my truck. And I was going to build this little doorway here so you can get in there. But right up above in this area here are some lights, but they're actually just right here. So I have to rewire the lights, build the wall in, add more lighting because there wouldn't be enough lighting. And I kind of realized that the trouble was going to become more than it was worth, particularly considering this is not my sort of long-term plan. So I came up with another solution. So I came up with this plan here. I'm going to build 4-foot modular benchwork in order to build this thing. And I thought what I would do is I would build it in such a way that I could have the valance sort of built in like a shadow box, and then I'd be able to seal off the front, and that would keep the dust out. Now the temperature, I won't be able to control the space and all that. So if I take off some of these components, we'll be able to see just a little bit better here. So I'm going to take off the backdrop. So it's 18 inches basically to the backdrop. It's a 15-inch sort of clearance, and that's what you saw me mocking up with the styrofoam. Just kind of get an idea of what that would look like. I've created these C-shaped supports here. So there's 1, 2, 3 of them in this design. And the whole point of that is to create some sort of rigidity in the structure, as you can see here, so that the valance can sort of self-support itself. The legs here are basically 2 pieces of 3/4 inch ply that have been glued together. I did this on my previous Poor Frank diorama, and that allows for a lot more dimensional stability. If you're trying to get like a 2x2, from Home Depot or Lowe's, it's going to be pretty crooked. The best ones are pretty crooked. This will be nice and straight that way. I've created little pockets using little bits of wood in there so that the legs just sort of plug in, plug and play. I'll see if I can flip it over so you can see what I mean. There we go. I created these little blocks in there just so the legs will plug in. That worked well for me last time. The only thing I haven't figured out what I'm going to do here is any sort of gusseting. The reason I haven't done that yet is I need to figure out how I'm going to get this to fit around my cabinets that you may have seen, those black cabinets. Once I get it situated in place, I should have enough plywood left over to be able to gusset it out in some fashion or another. Now, if we just sort of pan over here a little bit, I'll zoom in a bit. I've got a cut sheet. So basically what I do when I build something like this is I will just draw out a 4x8 sheet board, and then I just lay each individual board onto this, and that kind of gives me an idea of how much wood it's going to take. So essentially I can build an entire one of these modules out of one 4x8 sheet of 3/4 inch ply. So usually what I'll do is I'll get a good 2-side ply. It'll cost about $70 something for a sheet Canadian, but it'll give you really good stability, really good look and feel to your benchwork. The other thing too is there's enough left over here that I can do some cookie cutter benchwork bits. So that is basically the plan going forward. So hopefully with the next update, I will have started building these out. I'll also be working on a bit of a plan as well. I guess the last component I should mention that I didn't mention about was the leveling feet here. So I'm going to buy some self-leveling feet so that I can correct for the slope in the garage floor. And the trains are going to be at about a 52-inch track height, plus or minus a little bit, depending. Trying to make sure there's enough room that I can do a little bit of scenery below and a little bit of scenery above. I like to have my layout, when I build scenery, I like to have below track work ability and above track work ability. If it's just completely flat, you kind of lose some of the dimensionality. So I really like to try and do that in a few views. This will give Frank a new home, and we'll be able to get back into it, I hope. So thanks for watching, and we'll do the next update hopefully sooner than I did this one.